Today I'm chatting with Marcus Martin. Marcus, the CEO of the College of Law. Hi Marcus, good to have you here.
Morning, Stephen.
Bit chilly there?
It's absolutely freezing here, yeah.
It's a bit of a cold one, isn't it? Hey, look, really appreciate your time, and the topic we've talked about, as I know, is very close to your heart and mine. But tell us a little bit about the Performance and Wellbeing Survey. How did that come about?
Yeah, a lot of it came about as we gradually began to build the resilience portfolio of our in-house training. The New Zealand Law Society for many years has published a study called Snapshot of the Profession, which provides information on the demographic of the legal profession, but at no point does it investigate how the legal profession are feeling. So the college in New Zealand felt it would be a great opportunity to complement the New Zealand Law Society's publication with a wellness study ourselves, but actually probe into more the health and wellbeing aspects of working within the legal profession, as opposed to just practice areas and location. So that's how we started it 3 years ago now.
Great. And what's your hope for it then? What's your vision, and how would you like it to be utilised moving forward?
I think it's got a number of purposes, one of which is to become a benchmark study for not only the legal profession to measure themselves, but also other industries. So we've done the same exercise, for example, with the real estate industry, because comparative data is always useful, particularly in well-being, when it allows us to highlight that the issues aren't specific to law. It is potentially a wider issue that sits within professional services or industry as a whole. But also it allows us to begin to take year-on-year data and actually focus positively on the changes that are happening within the areas that we're measuring. Because I think the key to everything we try to do is about positive psychology. It's about measuring change in a positive way, as opposed to just focusing on the negative aspects of well-being within law and other industries.
So it sounds like that the data and getting that evidence is going to be paramount continually moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the key focus now for the next study, which will be going out in August, is to get greater sample sizes and greater acceptance of the exercises that we're doing. We already have very good support from portions of the legal profession, but it would be really good to get the majority of the profession on board with this, because the results are published, they're readily accessible to anyone who wants them. So it's actually a very useful management tool, irrespective of whether you're in a small firm, barristers' chambers, medium firm, large firm, even in-house counsel as well. So the focus is really just about now building that sample size to make sure year on year the data grows.
Yeah. Well, we are seeing a lot of data come across all industries now, aren't we? Coming from very reputable institutions around health and well-being is vital for organisational performance. So what do you feel that perhaps as a profession can be done to enhance the concept of well-being as performance?
I think one of the keys is to accept it. While it's considered as vital, there's still a lot of areas within particularly law where it's seen as an add-on or something additional to the day-to-day workload. It should be a key part of the fabric of the profession and wider professions as well. So I think it would be great to see an increased level of adoption with regards to wellness initiatives, whether that be face-to-face professional development, whether that be online resources, whether that be paper-based resources. I think just to see people really understanding that it's something that is important every day. It's not just a once a week, once a month CPD exercise. It is something that actually has value in the way that you perform your job on a day-to-day basis, and also has that ability to build the team structure, the organizational structure, and ultimately it makes organizations more efficient and more effective in the way that they deliver their services.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's part of the DNA and done on a daily basis as opposed to some ad hoc or add-on. Yeah, great. So what do you do yourself personally to keep your well-being and your resilience up?
For me, it's primarily exercise. I enjoy exercise. It's part of my daily routine. And it's whether it's riding a bike, swimming, boxing, just to burn off that little bit of extra energy that sits in there. And also when you start the day with exercise, it really begins to form how you focus the rest of the day with regards to your priorities and just managing your workload on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we've traversed a really interesting time, not only in the profession, but in the world with COVID, and really thinking how we operate in different ways. If you were to distill perhaps your biggest learning from the recent experiences, what will you take forward?
I think a lot of positives have come out of the recent experience. I was surprised. I mean, obviously, initially everyone had grave concerns, and rightly so. But I think the flexibility and adoption that we've seen across the board, primarily within law for us, has been a really positive exercise. People are embracing the concept of flexible working. They are embracing the concept of online education. We've seen an increase in collegiality and networking and the general concept of support. So I think if we could maintain that momentum and keep that going, I think the world that we're going to be living and working in is going to be fundamentally different, in the sense that it will begin to embrace a little bit more the work-life balance that everyone's been talking about. But up until recent times, hasn't necessarily exercised it the way they could. So I think there's going to be some significant changes moving forward as to how we work. And then a view as to the impact on productivity. And how we can then begin to tweak and evolve that as we move forward as time goes on.
So absolutely maintain that, I guess, that agility and the ability to be adaptive.
Correct, absolutely.
Hey, Marcus, thanks for your time. They are some great initiatives and we look forward to continuing to expand them. So appreciate. Go and do a bit of running or a bit of walking or a bit of boxing.
I will do that. Thank you, Stephen. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And that's us signing off.